Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a good one. So I kind of realized the other day I was watching some YouTube videos because as one does, and my favorite thing is YouTube. Like that's 90% of the time when I have the TV on, it's YouTube. I love it so much. And like every day that's part of like my morning routine when I'm getting ready is I always have YouTube in the background. Like I get up early and I will say I kind of love my morning routine now. I feel like I've kind of fine-tuned it a little bit and I love where it's at now, and I always make time to have a slower morning now, and get up earlier so I can have a slower morning, not be rushed, and enjoy things like YouTube playing while I get ready. And so, we love that. But anyways, I was watching like a favorites video and I kind of realized, I was like, I haven't done one of those in a while. And so I was like, let's do one, And also because my friend the other day, it wasn't the other day, it was like a month ago. And it took me like a month to get back to her. But, for that specific question, I mean. But, well, I will admit that is one of my faults and I'm trying to work on is responding. I am bad at it. So if I ever am slow to you, it's nothing personal. Just want to say that. But anyways, she asked me like, oh, are there any products you recommend? And like on the spot, I was like, I don't know. And I'm like, this is like a hard question. I'm like, I gotta think of this because it's like I don't want to recommend something unless I know I like it and it's good. And so I kind of like thought and I was trying to figure it out, and then later on I finally got back to her, like is it like a month later on that question? But I also was like, well, let me also show you guys the things that I've been loving recently. I kind of wanted to do one in the spring, but I feel like this spring went by so quickly and it's already summer. But so I'll kind of just combine the two things the 2 seasons of things that I've been loving over these seasons, if that makes sense. And so let's go ahead and get started with those things. So I'm trying to think what I want to start with, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start with just like all things like, I don't even remember what you call those things, but like my products. I mean, not that these are all products. What do you mean? But like, I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. You know what I mean? But the first thing I'm going to start with is kind of like skincare. But I only have like 2 skincare related things. But the first one is just this Tyre's facial toner rose petal. I did show this one in my last video. It has witch hazel and aloe vera. I love this one. Like I said in my last video, my all-time favorite toner is the Dime Super Skin Toner, but that one is like $30 for a bottle. But I do really like this too, and I feel like similar results, and this is like, and it's a cleaner like product as far as ingredients go and stuff. So I really like this one too, and like I said, I love the Dime one. That's the all-time favorite, but this one I really like too, and this is my second bottle. I use it every day. I know some people like toner, like they'll put it on their hands and kind of rub it in their face. I personally love, and I feel like I find the best results whenever I put it on like a cotton round and then use it. I feel like that makes it a little bit easier for it to get more dirt and stuff off my face, and I use it every day, twice a day after I cleanse, and then I tone and then moisturize or put sunscreen, whatever, which one it is, whether it's morning or night. But I use this every day, and I do feel like it does get a cleaner skin, and I just noticed a difference, and I do really like that one. And like I said, the Dime one, all-time favorite. This one is second favorite, and it's like $10.99 compared to like $29.99. So that's my other one, is that one. And the second thing, I don't know how much it costs or where it's from, so I almost didn't show it, but I do really like it. So the reason I don't know is because my mom actually got it for me and gave it to me, and so I don't know, but I really like it. It's the Oliveda. I don't know if that's going to focus on it. Remember the OGs? That's why they did this. They were onto something. Oliveda, Olive Tree Pharmacy F75 Olive Tree Therapy Lip Balm. So I really like it because it's like organic and it has like olive oil and I don't remember what else, but it's just a lip balm. But I really love it. I like the consistency. I also love it because it gives that's what I have. I've had it on for like a good little bit already and it's still shiny. But that's what I love about it. It's like moisturizing and but it's also like shiny and glossy like a gloss. And I love a lip gloss. I love it. And I love this because it's literally just like the best of both worlds. And so I love this one a lot. Like I said, I don't know where it's from, but that's the brand. Maybe you can find it. I would say I would link it, but I will not because I will forget. And I don't even know where it's from. So the next thing I have is this Therese and Honor Enhancing Eyelash and Brow Serum. I really like this one. I have been using it for a good little bit because I used to have eyelash extensions, and when I took them off, one of the reasons why I had them removed, I'm not ever blaming my lash girl for it because I do think this was 100% my fault. My lashes towards the inner lashes were kind of breaking off, and I was having I had for a little gap where those eyelashes weren't there and they weren't growing back and they were really small. And that's why because initially we took them off and I was going to take a break, and then I ended up just not and wanted to just work on that. And then also I had a little, I don't even know what you call that, just an epiphany, if you will, after I had those lashes off. But anyways, so I was kind of trying to work on getting my lashes back and stuff. And I will say, I wouldn't get this and expect miracles. I think it's a slower one, but I do think it does help because clearly they have grown. And I don't think I ever showed you guys when it was because I was kind of self-conscious about it, and I was wearing just press-on lashes for a good little bit. But then I got tired of press-on lashes because just the feel of them, and I just was done dealing with them. But I do like it. Like I said, I have noticed a growth and more of them, and so I really like it. And like I said, the whole lash thing, I think it was 100% my fault because I don't know what it is. It was I loved, and I wouldn't pull out my lashes, but I kind of did. I wouldn't yank them out, but I loved feeling for a loose lash. And then I don't know what it was, I loved twisting the lashes and then getting a loose one and then just twisting it. I don't know what, that's probably weird, but that's the truth. And I think I just did it so much, and I primarily did it here. And I think that's why they were kind of starting to fall out and break off, is because I was twisting and pulling them. And so, I'm not doing that anymore because it's not satisfying to do that with mascara. And so it got me to stop. And then the whole having a little gap where there was no lashes also got me to stop and scared me. But this stuff, like I said, I wouldn't expect miracles, but I do love it, and it has never irritated my eyes or anything. I've heard really good things about the Grande Lash. I used to use a mascara years ago, but their serum, but I did hear or with some people I would see them getting red eyes and stuff. But with this one, I never did. So I do really like that, and I did get it online. And so then just on their website. So the next thing I have is, I only have one makeup product, I think. But this is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist. So I love this stuff. I will say it does smell like hairspray. And it looks like a mini hairspray bottle. And so I love it. The first time Nate saw me spray it on me, he thought I sprayed hairspray. I was like, well, yeah, it smells good. Or I was like, it works hairspray's the best for it, and he really thought it was. But I don't know, I like the fact that it looks like the little hairspray, and it's kind of similar to that kind of consistency, but it doesn't dry like that on your face. But I do love it because I do feel like it does make my makeup look better longer, and I do think this is a good setting spray. So we got that. And so for perfume, this is my favorite combo I think I've used over the last couple of months, since the winter. And I was like, let me show that, because there's a couple other ones I really love, but I feel like this one is just my classic all-time favorite staple, and like I said, for over the months. So this bottle doesn't look like the most used, but I promise I have been using it. It's just, this is the second bottle, and that's why. So I feel like there's two ways you could do this combo, but this combo is my all-time favorite. So I didn't come up with this. I bought the gift set whenever they came out around December and that time, and then that was their layering bundle set, and so that's how I tried it. I ended up loving it. I love them together and I love them separate. I've wore them both, but I do wear them together the most because I just love that decadent scent. So they're both by the brand Sniff. So it's the Crumb Couture and then the Sniff Berry Styles Mist. So this one's the perfume, and this is the perfume mist spray. And I love mist. I love these two together. this one smells like croissants, and then this one smells like berries, like blueberries, and I just love it so much. Like I said, I love them both together, and I love them both separate. Like, I love them both. So this is my all-time favorite scent duo and like together and apart. Like I said, just they're my faves. So these two, like I said, this one smells like croissants, kind of like that bakery smell, and then this one is like blueberry berry styles scent. Love these two together. But I have also worn this one together with this one. It's by the Good Scent Vanilla. I'm not even gonna attempt to say that because I don't know. But the notes on this one is like warm croissant, black currant, buttercream, vanilla bean, sandalwood. So this one I got from TJ Maxx, but I don't know if they'll still have it because I think, you know, like at TJ Maxx, sometimes they'll bring back the same thing. Sometimes you see it there once and then never again. So that's why I wanted to like say both, because like I said, this one is very, very similar to the Creme Couture. I love them both. They're like have like a slight difference, but they are both some of my favorite scents ever, and I always get compliments when I wear this one. When I wear them both, but, you know, I always like, because sometimes I will wear this by itself, and I'll get compliments on it too. And so, like I said, they are very, very similar. Both have that scent, but this one was $14.99 versus this one, I don't know if it was like $60 or $80. I don't remember. But that's why I wanted to mention it, because this one pairs so lovely with this too, and you get that same like blueberry croissant yumminess. Like I said, but like I said, this one's like a fraction of the cost. But like I said, it's from TJ Maxx. I don't know if you could find it again though, like if they'll bring it back or not. But like I said, I wanted to mention both because this was the OG, but I found this one at TJ Maxx, loved it too. And I love them both, you know what I mean? But like I said, if you can find it, I do think it is really good. And like I said, it pairs so well with this one. And I'm almost out, but don't you worry, baby, because I already have my second bottle because I love it so much. It's one of my favorites. So those two. I think that's it, honestly, as far as like products like skincare or beauty or anything like that. Let me check my notes real quick because, you know, we're a forgetful girly and we have our notes. So yeah, that is all of it as far as that goes. The next thing I'm going to tell you about, I think I have 2 home products and I'll go ahead and show you guys that. So the first one is this cup. I got it from World Market. Maybe that'll help. I love that frog so much. It's so stinking cute. I love these kind of cups, and like, I don't know, the frog was like my favorite. They had such a cute little like cockatoo one, and I wanted it. I didn't get it in person. I tried to order online and I think they were sold out. And I was like, but it's okay. This one, I love it all the time. I use it almost on the daily because I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite cups. And that is another one. World Market, ever since I discovered it, I love it so much. I don't have one near me. The nearest one is like 2 hours away. But I wish we had one where I lived, but I also feel like it's maybe good that we don't, because I feel like I would be dropping a bag there all the time and I would be broke. But I love it, like literally, even if I'm bored sometimes and I don't want to like doom scroll or anything, sometimes when I'm bored, I will literally just type in World Market online and just start window shopping and looking at all the lovely things they have. I love it so much. I love that website. I love their decor so much. I want to buy like anything and everything from there. But the one thing I will say, they have such cute cups. Like I said, I loved this one so much, and they have a cute little cockatoo one, and they just have the cutest cups ever. The second one I have are these Casa Luna towels. I have showed these already in one of my videos, or I think 2 of my videos when I went and got them. But they're just like the waffle kind. They're all 100% cotton. Well, these are. And I have both the hand towels and the shower towels. I love them so much. I have them in this color and then the cream color. I do like the creamish color more, but I love them both and we just alternate between the two. But I love them so much because I feel like they absorb water better, and I just like the feel of them too. And like, I don't know, I just feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like it dries you off quicker, it absorbs better, and I feel like it doesn't stay wet as long either. Like, they just dry better. Like, they dry you better, and then they dry themselves better too, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's just the best of both worlds. The only thing I will say compared to my older towels, like, because we have a towel warmer, which I feel like that is one of the best things. It's like just I know it's an unnecessary thing, but that is one of the best like investments ever, because I feel like when you have a towel warmer and you get out of the shower, once you have a warm towel after your shower, it's just like, you know, it's just the best ever. It's one of my favorite things. And like even when we travel, that's always the first thing I miss, is like when I get out and I get my cold towel, I'm like it's just not the same. You know what I mean? But that's, if I'm throwing in my favorites too, a towel warmer is in there as well. But like I was saying, the only thing with these is like with my old towels in the towel warmer, they did retain that heat a little bit longer. With these, they like the heat doesn't stay as long, and then it's just not as warm as long. But I feel like it's not even a big deal. I still love these towels a lot more, so that's the other thing. Get yourself some Casa Luna waffle towels. I just feel like they're worth it, and it's good. Next things we have are a couple of supplements I'm gonna show you guys, because yeah, you know, just because. But these two, there's 4 of them, I'm gonna say. But I feel like these 4 all help though with the same similar things. So I always get really bad seasonal allergies, and especially in the spring, I just get them really bad and really constant, just because I know the pollen counts are high and all that. I'm spending more time outside, all that fun jazz. But these are all kind of like immunity boosting things, and these are just some of my favorites. I feel like the first is zinc. It's just the classic. I think everybody knows, like, I know zinc is so good for you, but I feel like everyone knows it's just really good for immune health. And so these are the ones I've been taking, and I feel like have been helping my allergies. I won't say it's not like immediate relief like a Zyrtec or something, but I will take these to help with it, and I do think it helps. So that's the first one. I also take quercetin, but I did run out of it, but I do think that one's really good too. And I'm not saying I only take these, because some days my allergies are so bad, it's like I gotta pop like a Sudafed 2 or something, because then it's like just constant, you know what I mean? Or like a Zyrtec D, or you know what I mean? So, but these, I would prefer to take these because I know it's better for your body and it's kind of boosting it versus just kind of masking the symptoms. But so that's the first one. This one is the second one. It's NAC. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I know that's really good. But I take that one primarily too because I do have asthma, and I will say I hate taking my inhaler. I hardly ever take my inhaler. I will only take it if my asthma is really, really bad, because I hate the way my inhaler makes me feel. It helps. And I mean, if you're going to pick your poison, you know, maybe breathing is a little bit better than the jitters. But like I said, if I can deal with it and just take it, I will, because I hate that inhaler. It's every inhaler I've had, but I hate taking an inhaler so much, just because and I think it's because doesn't have like steroids or something, I don't know, or like a form of a steroid, I don't know, but like, I mean, it works, you know, your girl can breathe after taking her inhaler, but it's just, I hate the way it makes me feel, because it makes me so like, you know, and I don't know, it just is crazy for me. I'm not a fan of it. I hate it. So like I said, I will not take it unless I'm like really, really, really can't breathe. But this supplement is supposed, like I said, do your research first. Honestly, I should have prefaced it with that. Do your research first and see what works for you, and see all the benefits before you take my word for it. But I am just saying because this helps me, and maybe if you're interested, it could help you too. Maybe. But anyways, so this is to help with like your asthma too. And so maybe if you don't have asthma, you know, you could probably take that out. But I know there are other benefits to that supplement as well too. But I do like this combo together, like I said, because it helps my allergies and it helps my asthma. So I like that. And then the next one I don't take this all the time, and I don't take this just for my allergies, but if my allergies are bad, I will take it too, and it does help give my body a little bit of a boost. And then, so this one is the Honey Gardens Elderberry and Honey Wellness. It's the wellness syrup. So I love this stuff so much. All of these I got from the natural grocers, but I love this so much. Like, it's not like a medicine, but it is like a syrup, but it's just an immune boosting one. And like I said, this baby, for me, I do see a difference. Like, even I've woken up a couple times where it's like, you know, where I'm like, I got like my sore throat or something like that. I'll take a spoonful of this that night, and then the next day I'm like, I can sing. Like, I don't know, I mean, I can't sing, but I'm just saying in the sense where it's like, it helps so much. I'm like, sickness who, girl? I'm not saying if you take this, you know, your cold will be gone by the next day, because this is all minor, like, little things, but I do think it helps, and it helps with my allergies, and I just feel like it's so good for those kind of things. And I'm not saying don't take your medicine. If you want to take your medicine, sometimes medicine is the only thing that helps, but I'm just saying for the minor things like that, this stuff for me, it does help, and this one is, out of all of them, my favorite, because it does help and make a difference. And so I got that. And then the next thing I have originally been taking, I think the brand is the Beekeepers. It comes like in a yellow packet or a yellow box. They make like the propolis. I've taken that too. I do like that too. And then I can't remember what else. And they make like raw honey and stuff. So those are the ones I tried first. And I do like those because those both have such good benefits. And, you know, like, do your own research first. But I do love them both. But I've been using this one more. Or I barely got it recently. And I've only used it like once or twice. But I do like it. So this one is from one of my local nurseries. And it's the Aldridge Apiary. And it's just bee pollen. So I do like this one slightly more. I mean, not taste-wise or anything like that. Because I will say, if you take it by itself or in water, it's not that good, honestly. But I will add it to my oatmeal, and I can taste it slightly, but it's, like, no problem at all for me. But I have tried it in, like, drinks and stuff, and she don't taste good, girl. To me, at least. But the reason why I think this one is better is because I had been doing research on bee pollen, which bee pollen is like a superfood. It has like, it's like nature's multivitamin. It's like an antioxidant. It's immune boosting. I think it even helps with digestion. Like, has so many benefits. So the reason why I prefer this one now more is because it's native. And so what I've heard is if you get native bee pollen, well, bee pollen in general is immune boosting, but native bee pollen to where you live, it's pollen from where all the other bees are in your area. So they're taking the pollen from all these other areas where you live and all the flowers and stuff. And so that's what helps your immunity boost up a little bit of a tolerance to the pollen outside. And so I don't know if I'm explaining this. I'm kind of hearing myself and I'm like, I feel like I don't make sense. But that's what I'm just saying. Just research it first or on your own. Literally just Google what are the benefits of bee pollen. And it'll say, but like I'm saying, native bee pollen helps your body kind of build up that immunity to help your allergies. And when it's native, it's from all the plants around where you live. And that's why it kind of helps build up the immunity to where you live. If that makes sense. Anyways, it helps with allergies for me. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like I've been talking about that for a long time. So sorry if you weren't into all that, but I will say that's what I've been loving, or that's what's been helping me a lot. So the last things I'm going to talk about now are kind of like all entertainment in a sense, but, the first one is a book. Well, a journal, if that makes sense. So I like gratitude journaling. I will say I don't do it every day. I try to do it every day. It's part of my morning routine, but some days if I'm really running late or anything, I will kind of skip out because then I don't know, I have to water my plants and all that too. So sometimes it's like, I got to do that first. I got to take care of my babies. But the first the only really journal I have, but I'm going to show you, I recently finished my older one I had for it. And then this one I really like. I got it from Target. It just says daily gratitude. And I think it is good. I know some people are kind of like iffy about it or whatever, but I do think it does help. And I feel like it helps in the sense when you are writing down just 3 things you're grateful for every day, I feel like you do truly you notice those things to be grateful for more versus like all the like, oh, I had a bad day because this and this. But if you're focusing on the good, I do feel like it helps your mindset and it does just make you a more grateful person. And I just feel like a happier person because you are noticing all the good little joys more. If that makes sense. I know there's a whole like science to it too, where like it is proved like gratitude journaling and stuff that does really help. But don't take my word for it. Google it, girl. But so this one I got from Target. I feel like when I got it like literally like last week. But so I mean I haven't had it for like eons. But It's really cute. I love the color. I love this. But I like it because the other one I had, it was literally just a regular journal and I would just write down every day. Or I had two. I had that one and then I had like another one, a 5-minute one. I only did like the beginning portion of it. I never filled out the other one because I only like to do it in the morning. I don't do it in the morning and night. But I liked this one because I felt like it was the two kind of combined, and I love that. Like I said, I got it at Target. I think it's normally $15, but when I went, it was on sale for $9. So, you know, it could be there, it could not because it went on sale, but I don't know. If you see it though, I do think it's worth it. So this is what it looks like. On the first page, it has like today's gratitude level, and it just has like little smiley faces and just emotional faces that you can choose how you're feeling. But this one, it says things I am grateful for today, and it has 4 little boxes there to write just little things that you're grateful for today. And then under that, it has a little affirmations page. It says I am, I accept, I release. I will say I don't fill them all out every day, but some days I will because I do like an affirmation. I think there's benefits to that. And then on this side, we have today's priorities. It has the date, and then today's priorities, your main focus and your intentions for the day, highlights of the day, tomorrow I'm looking forward to, and then I like this, how it just has like a free thoughts. I don't fill it out every single day. Sometimes I do want more space for like just random things like the free thoughts portion I love because it's for that day. But it's like if I want to write down to-dos or list or whatever, like things that, you know, I love that, and I like the little priorities, like, because I feel like I do love a list. I am a list girly. But I do know sometimes writing down to-do lists can get overwhelming, especially when you have all these things and it's just like, but I feel like for me it is really beneficial because I have all these things in my head, and then sometimes it's like, if I have them all in my head, I don't even know where to start. And then sometimes it's like, I don't even know where to start, so I don't start. And I don't do any of it because I don't know which one to do, and I just get overwhelmed. But writing it on paper does help, and I know that does kind of free up brain space for your mind to think of other things or focus on other things. So I do think it's good to write out things, and so I love that, and I like how it has like the main focus. That way, if there's like, you know, I feel like there's always going to be a lot of things you always have to do, but if you write down just your focus and your priorities, I feel like that kind of takes off a little bit of the stress because it's like, as long as I kind of just focus on this, I still was productive and I still did something. At least that's how my brain works. So I love that. Like I said, I don't always fill out everything because sometimes it's like, I feel like highlights of the day, sometimes you can write that in the afternoon, but sometimes, like I said, I don't do it in the afternoons. I usually just do it in the mornings. And then tomorrow I'm looking forward to, sometimes I fill it out, sometimes I don't. Like I said, I don't always fill out everything, but I do love it. I feel like it helps. I like it. And it also has a little bookmark. And so I like this one a lot so far. And then as far as books go, the top, I think I have a couple of books, but this one is the Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. It is a little book. It is so easy to read, and I just feel like I love her show. I watched it I think 2 years ago though. I did start watching it again, just a little refresh, you know. But I love this book so much because I feel like, I know everyone's not like this. I've been in other people's houses. Their house is tidy as can be, clean as can be. I am a little bit of a messy person, and I love things. I just love stuff. And I've been trying to let go of stuff and try to clearly tidy up my house because doing her method, you do see a difference, and I do like that feel. And I feel like lately now more, I would rather have less stuff and more space and feel lighter and not overwhelmed by things. And so I just feel like her book really does help it and put it in simple terms. And I feel like it helps too because sometimes I will hold on to things because someone gave it to me, and even if it wasn't something if I don't use anymore or something, sometimes I won't, even if it's not something someone gave me, but I will hold on to it because I feel bad for wasting it or I don't know, you know what I mean? But I feel like it kind of helps you see the true value in things and keeping things that only make you happy. And I feel like just the value of having a clearer space and mind, a clearer space will help you. I feel like it helps my mind, at least, because I don't feel as frantic when there's I gotta do all these things. There's so much stuff. I'm overwhelmed, you know, things like that. Like I said, I feel like some people don't deal with this, and I'm just kind of not a crazy, but just frantic person sometimes. And so, like I said, I feel like this helps in simple terms. I feel like it kind of also helps with like easing guilt of letting go of things because you feel like you're being wasteful, or just because someone gave it to you, even if you don't, it still served a purpose. And even if that purpose is no longer serving a purpose, you know, you don't have to hold on to or have to feel guilty for letting go of things, if that makes sense. Like I said, I don't know, I think it's helpful. And it was such an easy read. I got through it like that. Love it. I love the tips, even like the folding clothes tips, everything. I think she really has mastered the magic of tidying up. So I really like that one. And then I have two other books. I actually didn't bring it out, but it's still in my bookshelf, and you know, we're not going to go through that right now. But it's The Intruder by Frida McFadden. I read 2 recently. I can't remember what the other one was called. It's because I've read so many of Frida McFadden's books. She's one of my favorite authors. So originally, I loved that book. And then after reading it, or while I was reading it, there was like a twist in a portion I kind of didn't like. And I was like, I don't know if I like this, you know? But I feel like it's just truly Frida McFadden fashion in her writing. Like, she's always got to have a twist. But I feel like that one was really good, and it wasn't predictable. Like, I thought I had it down. I was like, baby, I know who you guys are. I know this story. You know what I mean? And I didn't. But there is one, I will say there was See, this is what I'm saying. When I say I'm frantic, sometimes I'm like, I got to talk, so I got to get it all out. And it's just, I need to work on slowing down. But that book, there is one twist I didn't fully love. And I feel like, because it's almost like, I will say, one of the things I didn't like is it's almost, I'm not saying it's like Gone Girl, but I feel like that one, in a sense, has like the Gone Girl revenge twist. And I will say, I didn't really, like, Gone Girl was a good book, but I didn't love Gone Girl. I didn't like that whole thing. But I know some people love it. But that was like the kind of revenge twist that it had, was like almost like how the character twist in Gone Girl had. So, but I will say the other thing I didn't like, I will just say it kind of has like, it deals with like a little bit of like just child neglect. And it's like, I don't know. And that's why it's like, I don't know also, because I will say that part was a little bit hard for me to read. And it's not like she's like describing all these things, but it's just kind of like the child kind of venting about things she's going through. And that was a little bit hard for me. But other than that, so that's why I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't recommend it for those things, but I feel like it was a good book. And that's why I almost debated not talking about it. But I will say, if you like that Gone Girl vibe, I do think maybe you will like that. Just keep those things in mind if that could be a little bit too heavy for you. Excuse me. But it was a good book. And like I said, there was like 2 I read recently that the twist, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like that, girly. But it was a good book. And then after kind of thinking over it more, I was like, you know, she really did good. She's a good writer. I like her. I like her books a lot. And then the next one I have is The Farmer's Wife by Helen Rebanks. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I don't have the physical book. It was on my Kindle, but I did really like that one because I feel like it's such a good spring book, and that's why I kind of wish I had done this in the spring, but I just forgot and it got past me. But it's just such a cute, wholesome read, and I love it because it's just like, I feel like it kind of just reminds you of like just the more important things in life, and I loved it, and I love the whole little simple life, like the cottagey vibes and everything. I just love that. And I think I love it too because I feel like it's just easy. I feel like sometimes to get overwhelmed with things like cooking and housework and this and that, and then wanting this and wanting that. And I feel like it kind of helped me up, or like, I feel like it just kind of helps you appreciate the things too, that sometimes it's like, yeah, that's a part of life, but I feel like it kind of helps you just remember to appreciate the things you have and the relationships you have and things like that. And so I just thought it was such a cute little wholesome read, and I loved it. And then, so that was all I have for books. As far as podcasts and songs go, like I said, I wish I could show you guys, like, play the songs, but I know I can't because, you know, YouTube, you know, she's a copywriting girly. You know, she wants her bang for her buck, and I get it, you know. But the 2 songs I have, well, I have 3. But the first one, they're all not new. Well, one of them's newer, but the first one is Ride by Lana Del Rey. I have been blasting that song so much. I love it so much. It's just a vibe. Like, literally the other day, I put it on and I was heading to work, and I don't wear my shades often. I don't know why. I just literally forget. And then I kind of don't love the fact that it changes the colors of everything. Like, I don't know why. I know that's such a simple thing, but, you know, I know she helps your eyes and it's good for you. But the other day, the sun was so bright in my eyes I couldn't see, and I finally put on my shades. And then I had that song playing, and then I just looked in the mirror with my shades on, and I was like, you know what? Like, I really felt like that girl. Like, that song and those shades made me feel like that girl. And I turned it up, and I was just vibing, and I was like, this is a vibe. And I was riding to that song Ride, and I was vibing it. But one thing, I was like, I got humbled real quick because, which I think was good for me. I think I needed it because I was riding and I was feeling it. I was like, you know, I felt on top of the world listening to that song with my shades on. And then I had a light turn on my car, and then my car started like flashing and this and that, and it was like my tires, like the pressure and all that, and it was like going all wrong. But afterwards I was like, you know what, I think I needed that. I think I was too much on a high vibe. I needed to bring myself down because I felt unstoppable. I mean, I just quickly, you know, it was an easy fix. I just went to the tire place, filled it up, you know, and we were back on. But I don't know, I feel like that song just makes me feel like life is good. It's a vibe. I love it so much. And I love Lana. Like, truly a masterpiece. And then, so the next song I have is Self-Aware by Temper City. I'm pretty sure you've heard it. I've heard it on TikTok all the time. I love it so much. I have been blasting that song so many times, like almost on the daily. I love it so much. And I'm really excited because they're going to ACL. And then we did end up getting tickets for it. So I'm so excited. But I'm like to see them. But they only have one song out, which is that song. So I'm kind of like, what's the whole concert gonna be? Because, like, girlie, you have one song, so I only know one song, so what am I can sing to that 1 3-minute song, but the rest of I'm gonna be like, but I don't know. But I will say, I do think that song, I love it so much. And then the last one I have is Hurt by Oliver Tree, which I will say I do kind of feel like a fake fan, because I only know like literally like 2 of his songs, and it was so sad whenever like like the way he passed away and stuff, but or like recently and stuff. But, you know, because naturally when that happens, a lot of people do start listening to your music more, and I do think it's so sad that that happens. But I will say, like, hearing more songs of his music, like I said, it does make me kind of sad, because I feel bad, like, that we didn't appreciate his music as much. Well, I know some people did, but I will say I didn't hear his music as much, but I heard this song on TikTok, like, slowly after that, or shortly after that had happened, and it's such a good song. I've been blasting it all the time, and so those are the 3 songs I feel like lately that I've been listening to on repeat all the time, and I just feel like they're all, like, just masterpieces, if you will. Okay, and so the last thing I have is, like, podcasts. So there's 2 podcasts I have. The first one I think I've been listening to the most is it's called the Beginner's Garden Podcast by Jill McSheehy. I think I'm saying her name right, but it's on Spotify, and I love it. I will say some of the things I feel like I don't clearly know as much. I mean, I don't know as much, but I really like it because I think she's been gardening for like 7 or 8 years already, but from a beginner standpoint, she really hits a lot of those good things to focus on. And I like, when I found her podcast, I've just binged so many of them, and I love it so much. Like, she mainly focuses on food, and I primarily love more herbs and flowers, but I just feel like there's so many good, helpful things. And then she has so many people on there that have written books, and like so many famous people in the gardening world. Excuse me, like the Epic Gardening person, and then the Joe Gardener person, and then people who have written books about beneficial bugs and all that. And so I really like it, and I love learning about all of that. And I've listened to a couple different gardening ones, but that one's been my favorite, and she has so many episodes out. And I love when I find someone that has so many episodes or so many videos out, and I could just binge all of it. It's my favorite thing ever. And so I really like hers. I think that one was really good. And then, like, if you're into that stuff and want to learn more information, like I said, she primarily focuses on food. I don't really grow food or anything like that, but I love flowers and herbs. But she talks about, like, the soil health, filling raised beds, tilling your ground, like I said, beneficial bugs, you know, like dealing with pests, different things like that, ways to grow things in like grow bags, all of that. I love it. It's really informative, easy to understand. Well, most of it, because it can get confusing with something like the soil health and all that. But you know, just all those things. And then she, like I said, she has people who focus on flowers, people who focus on like she's mainly organic gardening and just dealing with pests in an organic way, things like that. So I really loved it. I thought it was like really beneficial to me. So if you're into that stuff, I think that's a good one. And then the next one I have is On Purpose by Jay Shetty. I love that. That's one of my all-time favorite podcasts. Well, I only recently discovered it this year, but it's one of my favorite ones. I will say, though, I don't listen to every episode because some of the things I only listen to the ones that interest me, because some of the things it's like, yeah, I don't need to know that because I'm not going through that or I'm not dealing with that. So some of the things I don't listen to, I admit I don't listen to every episode, but I love when he has certain people on. Like, I think my favorite one of my favorite actors is Matthew McConaughey. I just love Matthew McConaughey, and I love his book, and I just like hearing him speak. And so like when them two together, I felt like I was like, you know, and so I just love it because my favorite episodes of that podcast is when he has different like health, like doctors and things like that, because like I like it too, because sometimes he has people I like actors and singers and stuff, like Hilary Duff, and you know, I liked that episode and stuff. But my favorite ones are when he has certain doctors, like surgeons or different things that help give you like informative health information. And I love that when I like listen to that, I'm like knowledge is power. You know what I mean? Like, it just, because it is so, some of these people are so knowledgeable, and it just helps with like ways to take care of your body, ways to take care of your health. And that's one of the ones where I really learned about like the microplastics and all of that, and just trying to be better to your body and stuff. And so, like I said, I don't listen to every episode. I'm not like, you know, but I do love some of those episodes. They are really good. And like I said, he also interviews like famous people too, and I love that too. So that is all of them. The last thing I have for movie wise, it's not a new movie, it's an old one, or an older one, but I barely saw it for the first time in my life last week, and that's Uptown Girls. And when I tell you I cried, I cried. I felt like that movie was like, I don't know, in a sense healing for me. And like, I don't know, but I feel like it's such a good little girlhood movie. And I just loved it. Like, I don't know, just watch it for yourself. I feel like some people are probably thinking like, yeah, girl, we all know that's a good movie that came out like 20 years ago. But I had never seen it, and I just thought it was so good. And I just know already it's going to be one of my favorite movies, like comfort movies, because I love comfort movies, and I never get tired of certain movies. Like Shrek, that's my all-time, Shrek and Shrek 2 are my all-time favorite movies. I've probably seen those movies more than probably anyone in this world, and I will never get tired of it. It's one of my favorite movies, or like one of those movies. And I could just tell with this one, that's going to be it. And I loved like the looks of it, the style of what she was wearing, everything. I just loved it so much. And like I said, I feel like in a sense, part of that was like healing to me too, like just to watch it. And it just made me feel, I don't know, but I feel like I'm getting too deep with it. But it's just such a good movie. So that is all of my favorites that I've had recently. I know this is a long video, but I can already see by how long I've been filming. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm sorry I blabbed too much, but, you know, that's just what it is. I hope you guys like long videos, because I love a long YouTube video. So that is everything that I've had lately that's been my favorites. And yeah, I'm sure I'll probably remember after I film this other things I forgot to mention, but we could always say that for the next one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like some of these things if you're interested in this kind of stuff, or if you're looking for new products or anything like that. So that is everything, and I hope you guys have a good summer. And I'm not ready for the fall, but everywhere I'm going, everybody's bringing out the fall stuff, and I'm like, take it away. It's only July. But I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. So bye guys.